Right now at 5:30, we're tracking a breaking news story out of Lincoln County. One person's dead, another at UK Hospital after a crash.
Also on WKYT this morning in Bell County, 2 jailers have been hurt after 2 inmates tried to escape. There was violence involved. They tried to beat the officers with broom handles. We're tracking the investigation on that. We'll have the latest.
And the debate over the legalization of same-sex marriage continues in Kentucky. You'll hear from a couple still waiting for a marriage license and a county clerk who just refuses and says he has a solution.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you and welcome in. It's good to have you along July 7th, 2015, as we get this summer's day off and rolling. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. A little bit of a chance of rain in our forecast today.
Maybe even storms later this afternoon with the humidity up. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Very isolated chances during the morning hours. Afternoon is when it starts to ramp up. That's when we'll start to see scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. Now, a lot of that's going to be heavy rain, a lot of lightning. That's our main bet. And as we push into the evening hours, we're still looking at some of that rain too. But here's your isolated chances. One passing Falmouth, heading just toward the east as it slides off into Bracken County. Now this will move off toward the Brooksville region. I believe it stays just to the north of you guys, but nonetheless, it's headed your way. We'll see if that tracks a little bit more south or it actually stays north and heads off into Ohio. We're sitting there in the 60s and 70s. Humid feel this morning, afternoon 85. Numerous showers and storms. Here we go again with a pretty wet period in the next 48 hours. I'll have that latest forecast coming up.
Okay, we'll see you then. We thank you. Let's get to the news.
We're tracking breaking news out of Lincoln County right now. State troopers tell us one person's died, another has been flown to the hospital after a wreck in Lincoln County.
The crash happened in the westbound lanes of US 150 at Burton's Loop in Stanford. WKYT Sean Moody live now from UK Hospital with what we know so far. Sean, when did this wreck happen overnight?
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. It happened a couple of hours ago there in Lincoln County. We haven't heard how the second person is doing here at UK Hospital. The first person was killed when that car flipped in Lincoln County. Kentucky State Police are still looking into what happened. They say the crash happened a few hours ago along Highway 150 north of Stanford near Highway 3248. They say that car flipped and one person was killed. Emergency crews flew the other person here to UK Hospital, and police had westbound 150 shut down for a while they worked the scene. It reopened around 4:30 this morning. Now, state police are still investigating. They told our photographer there on the scene that alcohol may have been a factor. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
All right, Sean, thank you very much. More to learn on that story, obviously. And new this morning, we're tracking the investigation into a violent escape attempt at a southeastern Kentucky jail.
State troopers tell us Christopher Dixon and Kenneth Williams beat 2 corrections officers at the Bell County Detention Center with broom handles. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk with the latest details. Mark, we've learned that this is not the first violent attack Dixon's accused of.
That's exactly right, Rebecca. Police say back in May, Christopher Dixon randomly stabbed a woman with a machete at an apartment complex. The victim, 38-year-old Irene White, says she was seriously hurt when the 26-year-old attacked her with a machete in Middlesboro. She tells us that her psychological scars run even deeper than her physical scars now. Jail officials say that Dixon and another inmate, Kenneth Williams, are now behind a violent attempted jailbreak at the Bell County Detention Center. The 2 men are facing escape and assault charges after jailers say they attacked a male and female correction officer last night. We're told that the attack happened around 9:30 when the 2 guards were moving the inmates in the prison. Guards tell us that the inmates tore phone lines out of the wall, grabbed the officers' radios, and beat them with broken broom handles. According to jail officials, Dixon even radioed jailers with one of the guards' stolen radios and said he would kill an officer if officials didn't let them escape. That did not happen, so one of the jailers who were being attacked started pepper spraying the inmates until a prisoner grabbed the spray and then turned it back on the officer. The inmates didn't give up until 2 other law enforcement officers rushed in and took them back into custody with the help of 2 other inmates. The 2 guards, Officer Valerie Brock and Correction Sergeant John Parton, were both rushed to the hospital. Nurses tell me that as of this morning, both have been treated and released. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Well, a county clerk who stopped issuing marriage licenses after the U.S. Supreme Court legalized same-sex marriage says he has a solution. Casey County Clerk Casey Davis and Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis both said they couldn't issue marriage licenses anymore because of their religious beliefs. Casey Davis suggested the state start issuing marriage licenses online so that county clerks won't have to be involved. He says he just wants the same respect given to him as those applying for licenses.
My conscience will not allow me to issue a same-sex marriage license. I did not only stop or say that I wouldn't issue to them. I've stopped issuing to anyone because I don't want to discriminate to them or to anyone.
The governor says while he understands the clerk's convictions, he'll have to think about it. But the ACLU is now suing Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis on behalf of 4 couples who were denied their marriage licenses.
April Miller and Karen Roberts went to the Rowan County Courthouse not long after the ruling to pick up a license. When they were turned down, they turned to other government entities for help with no success. Finally, they went to the ACLU, who filed a lawsuit on their behalf. They say after 11 years of being together, they're tired of waiting.
I want her to start issuing marriage licenses or resign so that someone else can step in that will do her job and issue the marriage license.
First thing I want to happen is I want to get married.
4 couples are named as plaintiffs in the lawsuit, 2 same-sex, 2 opposite-sex. The couples say they respect Davis's decisions, but they say since she took an oath of office, they want her to do her job. The Family Foundation has set up a fund to help government employees facing lawsuits because they won't issue marriage licenses.
Well, new this morning, Lexington police are looking for a masked man who robbed a gas station at gunpoint. This happened around 1:45 this morning at the Shell station on South Broadway. Officers tell us a masked man came into the store, pointed a gun at the clerk, and got away with cash. No one was hurt. Police are now looking at surveillance footage to try and get a better description of the suspect. New information this morning on a story we've been following out of Louisville. Investigators think that they have found the body of another person on board a boat that capsized on the Ohio River. Someone found the body last night on the Indiana side of the river near the Falls of the Ohio. The pontoon boat capsized Saturday night. The bodies of 2 other people were recovered shortly after. 2 people, including a 10-year-old girl, are still missing. Authorities hope to take up the search again this morning at 10 o'clock.
5:37 now on WKYT this morning, and a woman accused of stabbing her boyfriend to death and then leading Lexington police on a chase in a stolen bucket truck claims she is not guilty. 32-year-old Vanessa Napier was arraigned yesterday on several charges, including murder and robbery. Lexington police say they found her boyfriend, John Sharp, dead at his home on Athens Walnut Hill Pike over the weekend. Police arrested Napier Friday after they say she stole a bucket truck from a nearby gas station. Sharp's neighbors say they can't believe what happened.
We didn't have any problems. We didn't. I mean, I occasionally would wave at him when I went by, but he just never seemed to ever bother anybody or never wanted to be bothered.
According to court records, Napier had recently been released from jail after serving a 60-day sentence for receiving stolen property, resisting arrest, and marijuana possession. The judge did not set a bond for her murder charge. A Laurel County man accused of killing his girlfriend has also pleaded not guilty. 29-year-old Christopher Bird was arraigned yesterday on a murder charge. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says Bird shot his girlfriend, Shannon Engel, after an argument Saturday night. Engel's friends say they have set up a GoFundMe page to raise money for her funeral expenses.
A well-known Perry County photographer has lost his home after a weekend fire. Cordis Cuz Bishop and his wife Doris woke up early Sunday morning with their home in flames. Firefighters managed to keep the fire to the attic, but the home was still destroyed. Bishop says he even thought he had lost his home that still has much to be thankful for.
During that week before that, I had a little song in my heart. It is well with my soul. And that stuck with me all week, and it's still with me. So it is. It's well with my soul.
Firefighters are still trying to figure out what exactly started this fire.
Court documents show that comedian Bill Cosby admitted to buying drugs in order to give them to women. In a deposition taken in 2005, Cosby said he obtained 7 prescriptions for Quaaludes. According to court documents, Cosby was asked if he had planned to use those drugs for young women that he wanted to have sex with, and Cosby said yes. At least a dozen women have accused Cosby of sexual assault.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. I've worked so long and hard to tell my story and screamed my story onto deaf ears. So after 10 long years, it really was quite amazing to read my email today, and it was like everything turned a 180 in a matter of a minute.
Cosby has never been criminally charged, and he settled the 2005 case for an undisclosed amount of money.
So much for the fight of the century. Boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. has been stripped of the title he won back in May when he beat Manny Pacquiao. Turns out Mayweather didn't pay a special fee he owed the World Boxing Organization. He also failed to turn over a previous title he held in a different weight class. Mayweather now has 2 weeks to file an appeal to get his title back.
The fight was kind of a bust all the way around. All right, a kayaking trip quickly turned into a rescue mission for the Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team. John May and his teammates were on the Red River over the weekend when they heard a family screaming for help. He says a 12-year-old boy was holding onto a tree and about to be swept away by the swollen river. So the team used their training to safely rescue the boy.
It's always a rewarding feeling, when you're able to help someone, and that's really what, all these teams are about, are just helping people to find themselves in a bad situation.
And the boy was not hurt. Rescue crews want to remind folks never to stand closer than 10 feet to a flooded riverbank.